All right. So I wasn't quite ready to see this post this morning, and I realized some of you are probably gonna uh, get triggered right away upon reading that. I'm gonna get into details. Trust me on this. As with everything, I try to take a balanced view and a balanced perspective. So just hang on one second, because I'm not defending rapists here. But as with most things in life, things are a lot more complicated than whatever we can shit out on a tweet while we take a shit first thing in the mornings. Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm going to get into this. So, expecting sex from a female just because you smoke her out or have drinks with her is kind of rapey, right? Okay. The operative word there, I think, is expects or expecting sex, right? And with that comes a certain connotation. But yeah, there is a rapey expectation that one can possibly fathom and imagine, and I'm pretty sure that's what the original poster here is talking about. But the problem is, we know sex generally gets initiated over a variety of situations. Yes. Ladies, can we admit for a minute that sex usually happens when we're smoking and drinking? More times than when we're totally sober, right? Most of us, a lot of the time, would like to have a drink or a smoke to help loosen up. Yes, it happens. We know it happens. When we know we play with fire, we know that sometimes things get hot and sometimes you can get burned, right? This is like saying, sorry, but playing with fire can be kind of burny. Really? Yes, right? Now, I want to look at this at a deeper level, though, okay? Because think of the implications here, okay? It's also kind of sort of exploitative to come around men and constantly be accepting free stuff from men. It is. Because ladies, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. Women from the age of, unfortunately, 11 or 12, usually by 14 for sure, girls have figured out basically what the deal is with men. Sorry, but you do. It's unfortunate, and I'm not saying that that's the way it should be. I'm saying that is the unfortunate way that it is. So ladies, can we acknowledge for a minute that men have a one-track mind? And that is generally how men are wired? Because the flip side of this coin here is women do not particularly appreciate making the first move all the time. And ladies, you know that when you put yourself out there, it's generally not appreciated, right? And the only times it is if there's a guy that you really, really want and there's other women involved that have his attention too, and you feel the need to compete. That does happen. Every woman's been in that situation. Every woman's been with a player where you've been in competition with another girl, and at some point you all wake up and realize he's not even that great. Why are we fighting over him? Right? Well, that's a female thing, right? It's not him. It's actually pretty easy to do. There's no shortage of books on how to get girls to do that and fight over you. That's a topic for another video. Okay. From the male perspective, I mean, we are sex driven. It's true, right? It's like saying, just because I pull up in the gas station doesn't mean that the clerk should automatically expect that I'm going to pay for gas. It's like, well, you just pulled into the gas station and parked your car in front of a pump. Yeah, maybe you don't need gas. Maybe you need cigarettes or a smoke or anything, and you just ultimately decided not to park your car in the appropriate parking spot and self-identify. But if you go park in a gas station and you block a pump and you're not buying gas, that kind of sort of tends to piss people off, or at least it can, and it's reasonable. Yeah? So it's just generally unethical to accept handouts from people to begin with. Straight up. All the bullshit about chivalry and men should buy the drinks and all that stuff, really, but also women should also be independent and strong independent women and feminism and all that. Let's get real. You can buy your own drinks. You can. But if you don't have to, why should you? Right? We're kind of sort of at an impasse where women can still have it both ways upon command, and just because you can doesn't really mean you should. You should always seek some consistency, because life gets easier that way, Ladies, have you ever considered that life might actually just be easier if you just simply pay your way through every social engagement? Or, just pay for his stuff. Why not? If you're out doing something you want to do, pay for his stuff. Okay? Right? Because I can imagine how this would go if it was reversed. From the standpoint of a woman who is always buying weed for a man and smoking a man out and constantly buying drinks for a man, and then not getting what she wants from this man. Ladies, let's be honest for a second. If you find yourself just constantly spending your money to get a man high and drunk and he doesn't do shit, are you going to appreciate that? I just love him as a person. I just enjoy my time together with him. Maybe you have that unicorn. Probably not. Yes? So ultimately the problem here is that it's a problematic situation to begin with. And when problematic situations, they tend to lead to problematic conclusions. Not always, but they can. But, let's not pretend like we're still innocent little second graders, that we don't understand these things. Now, from the male perspective, yes, guys, come on. If you're smoking a girl out and buying her drinks, and she's not putting out, there's no reason for that to happen twice. Find out, make your move. And here's the thing, right? Ladies and men, pay close attention, right? It's generally expected for a man to try and make the move. If she says no, respect it. No means no. And if you don't have a plan B, if you don't have a fuck buddy, if you can't secure sex for yourself, that is something you need to work on, okay? Because you should not have to put a woman under that kind of pressure, right? To be your sole source of sexual gratification. Especially if you're single, right? There's really no reason. The ladies do it too. They don't talk about it, but they do. It's just unfair pressure to put on people. And when I was single, I'll straight up share with you guys, I felt that as a man, it is kind of sort of my role to make my move and declare my intentions ahead of time so it doesn't just catch somebody off guard. It was always a conversation that I had on dates. With dates, generally that topic does come up. And I just say, look, the way I see it is that I'm a man. I should always make a move, because my first duty as a man is to not waste my time with a girl that I don't find sexy and attractive. If I'm on a date with a girl, it's because I think she's sexy and that I would like to have sex with her. And so generally I put myself on a date There's somebody that's sexy. I think you're sexy, and I do want to have sex with you. And guess what? At the end of the night, I'm probably going to make my move. Even if you say no right now, I'm still probably just going to try my luck a little bit. And if you say no, that's fine. I'm a big boy. I can handle myself. You know, I can take care of myself. I can secure my own sex. It's not a big deal. So can you. You already have a plan B anyways, which is true. Ladies, when y'all go out on a first date, you probably have another guy you can fall back on. 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., WYD, what you doing? It's true. So, no. If it ends up in a rapey situation, it means that proper steps were not taken to make sure that somebody's not a rapist, or that you know, make sure that you know that A, he's not a rapist, or that B, she's not just using you. Because both situations happen. And these situations really, honestly, happen because of a failure of imagination on the part of both people involved. Very, very rarely is it truly a situation where one person is completely innocent, one person is completely guilty. It does happen. It's happened to me. I was not the rapist, for the record. But it still happens, okay? Life isn't so simple that complex subjects like human relationships, they don't just fit neatly into a tweet. Tweets are one of the main reasons why we're getting dumber and dumber and dumber. There's more than one reason, but that's a big one, right? You know, complex concepts like this, you can't just shit out an idea like this while you're taking a shit and then put it out for the world to see. No, life's more complex than that. It is. So use your brain, right? Our brains are amazing. Literally, the brain is the only human organ that named itself. Think about that. But we live in a world where common sense is just rare, if not gone these days. You know. So, I mean, we can't even tell people not to eat Tide Pods. Literally, it's like, hey, you should not eat Tide Pods. Why? They're poisonous. They eat Tide Pods. Not gonna lie, I tasted one, I got curious, it was fucking delicious. But that's not the point. The point of it is we can't tell people not to eat Tide Pods. So, we can't tell people, on a complex situation, sometimes there's just no hope. Anyways, love to hear you guys sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think. As always, if you think I'm wrong, by all means tell me I'm wrong, because I hate putting wrong content out. But I don't think I'm wrong on this to say that really it's just a failure of both people to properly gauge a situation. I think that's pretty spot on. I don't think it's rapey. I think it's a failure. So, like I said, please like, comment, or share. I'll see y'all in the next video.